My name is Cody, and I have a theory as to how pizza was created.
How drunk are you?
I'm there. We all know Italians are very, very lazy. We know that. I dated one. We know that. They don't like to do a lot. Look at the way they eat. They all kind of balloon out. Look at the mafia. I guarantee you, the Italian wives hated cleaning dishes after their husbands ate, because there had to be like 100 dishes the way they eat. There had to be like 150 dishes. Does that not make sense? I mean, look at them. They eat, that's all they eat is spaghetti and shit. So, you know, one day some Italian wife was rolling dough for her mafia husband, and the husband comes in with another woman on his arm. The wife says, well, what the hell are you doing? I thought we were supposed to be having sex tonight. And the guy says, well, I'm getting kind of tired of you. He says, I'm getting tired of your shit. And so the wife says, well, you're an asshole. I'm sitting here rolling this dough for you so I can make bread so we can have it with our spaghetti, because everyone knows garlic bread is good with spaghetti. So she gets real pissed off at him. She picks up the bread, kind of like this pillow, and she just throws it at him, just like that, throws it at him. Well, the husband, you know, he's used to dodging bullets, because he's Italian, he's in the mafia, he gets shot at all the time. So he's used to dodging bullets, so he, you know, ducks out of the way. And the dough hits the wall. So that side of it gets flat. And the husband looks at the wife and says, well, you're a bitch. Picks up the dough, he throws it right back at her fat ass. And it hits the wall again because she ducks, because she's used to dodging things thrown at her, because he's usually drunk and trying to throw shit at her.
My God.
So they keep throwing the dough back and forth, back and forth. After a while, they realize, well, the dough's kind of flat. What the hell happened to it? It looks like a frisbee. So, you know, they pick it up and they're looking at it like, what the hell do we do with this? So they're kind of staring at it, and then, you know, the husband says, well, I don't know what to do with that. Let's just leave it here on the counter. So they go and, you know, they have sex for a while. The husband gets a little drunk. He comes back. Husband comes back and he's looking for food, because what's better after sex than food? So he goes back in the kitchen. He's reaching up, like, you know, pulling shit out, looking for his noodles. He wants some spaghetti. And he says, oh, there's the sauce. He reaches up and tries to grab it, but since he's drunk, it kind of falls off the shelf. What falls off, it shatters everywhere, and a whole bunch of it gets on the pizza. The dough that's now flat like a frisbee. He says, well, shit, what am I going to do with this now? I got dough and I got sauce. So he looks at it and goes, hey, you old bitch, get in here. The old Italian wife comes in with her gray hair, and she's got a cup of wine, and she says, well, what the hell do you want me to do with this mess? And he says, I don't know, cook something. I'm hungry. I don't want to do it myself. So the wife says, well, it's dough, so I'm just going to throw it in the oven. So they take the dough and they put it in the oven with the sauce on it. They cook it for, you know, however long pizza takes. Papa John's takes about an hour, so they probably cook it about an hour. And she says, well, Papa John, here's your new dough and sauce. Here's your new dough and sauce. So he takes a bite and he says, well, this sucks. Where's all my meat? And she says, what's in your pants? He says, no, you dumb bitch. I mean, I like meat. I always have meatballs on my spaghetti. Where's my damn meat? So she picks up a bunch of sausage, and she's like, well, here, I'm going to make it look like your dick, because here's what I want to do with your dick. She takes a knife. She goes, ta 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 ta.
Oh, shit!
That's what I want to do to your cock. And he says, why did you put sausage all over this dough and this spaghetti? He's like, put it back in the oven. So she puts it back in the oven. She takes a bite. Or, wait. She puts it in the oven again. And now, by this point, it's really burnt, so it's really kind of nasty. But it's like, oh, what the hell, I'll try it anyway. So he takes a bite. He's like, well, this isn't that bad. So they pull it out, and the guy says, let's try to do this all over again. So and then she's like, I don't want to do it again. I already made you food. I don't want to cook again. So they get into a whole dough fight again. They realize they have another piece of flat dough. So he puts the spaghetti sauce on, and they put the sausage on. They say, well, don't we always put Parmesan cheese on our spaghetti? We got to put cheese on this shit. So, you know, if you want to talk like Mario Brother, we got to put cheese on this shit, man. We got to put cheese on this shit. So, you know, he takes the Parmesan cheese and sprinkles it all over the damn place because they like too much Parmesan on their shit. So they put the Parmesan cheese all over it. They put it back in the oven. They cook it till the dough goes like that. They cook it and then they take it out and they take a bite. They try to pick up the whole pizza and they said, well, this isn't gonna work. So they try to cut it into pieces. And then at first they cut it in half and they say, well, this still isn't gonna work. They cut it again until they get the sizes they can manage. That's how we get the little things that look like that. Pyramids, like the Egyptians. So they get the little pyramids going because, the Italians and Egyptians are right. They got the same skin color.
Oh, God.
They do. They're all tan people are the same, aren't they?
Fuck you, bitch!
They're all the same. So, they try, they cook it up. The dough rises because that's what dough does. Dough is meant to rise. I don't know if they put yeast in it, but the dough was magic dough, so it just rose anyway. So they cook it with the cheese on it. The cheese melts. It covers the sauce. It covers the sausage. Sauce and sausage. It melts. The bitch cuts it up again. She says, "Here, you fat mafia fuck. Take this stuff." So he's like, well, what the hell? It's food. I'm hungry. I've had all this wine. I'm going to get shot later probably because I have to go out and sell the rest of this illegal booze because it's the 1920s and that's when pizza was invented. So, because that's when the mafia was the biggest. So he takes a bite and he's like, Shazam! This is good! And the wife's like, well, what are we going to call it? He's like, well, we have the Leaning Tower of Pisa, so let's just call it pizza. And the wife says, well, how are you going to spell it? He's like, well, our dog's name is Zizi, so let's spell it pizza with 2 Z's in it. So they say, okay, so pizza. He says, okay. So, they start giving it to other people. The other mob bosses and all say, well, this isn't that bad. This is easy to make. I just have to throw dough at my bitch, and then when it gets flat, they just throw some shit on it. So, they start putting different shit on it. People, the thin mafia guys, which there was only like one of, because they're all fat fucks anyway. So they put, vegetarian shit on it. They put like lettuce and, tomato on there. Tomatoes and sauce. But then, they put the lettuce, they put the pineapple and shit like that. They cover it in cheese because they like their cheese, and they cover it in that shit. But most of the Italians are fat, they like their meat. So, they put sausage. They say, well, let's try meatballs on it. It didn't go so well because, a huge meatball sitting on a piece of bread isn't going to go so well. It's like, well, let's chop it down into little tiny pieces. That's how we get the little pieces of hamburger that look like little pieces of shit. So, and then they're like, well, we like bacon, so they just kill a pig and they try putting a pig on. No, I'm just kidding, they don't put a pig on there. They fry up some bacon. They try laying slices of bacon across the whole pizza. That doesn't really work, so they cut up little bacon into small pieces. That's where we get the meat lovers pizza, because Italians all love meat. And it's spread, and considering it's the 1920s, the mob bosses all love Chicago, because, that's where all the booze was, because all the trains came to Chicago, so all the booze got delivered.
Did you say trannies?
Whose?
Did you say trannies?
I said trains.
Oh, sorry.
The trains all come to Chicago with the booze loaded on it. That's why they have all the booze there.
There might have been trains.
That's why the mob loves Chicago, because all the booze is there, and that's what they did. They drank booze. The mafia loves booze. Italians love booze.
Your time must be running out.
I think
Shut up, or I'm going to throw dough at you, and then you can cook me a pizza. Excuse me.
God.
So, the pizza concept came from a fat-ass Italian who didn't like his wife. He threw dough at the bitch, and they named it after their fucking dog. And that's where pizza comes from.
Thank you very much, Cody.